Imagine an 8-bit barrel-throwing gorilla. Place that next to the legal text that defines American citizenship. Then add the creation of the world's newest country. All three of these events trace back to the exact same square on the calendar, July 9th. We often view history as a slow, gradual accumulation of change, a long walk where progress is measured in decades or centuries. But the timeline actually moves in sharp, sudden breaks. These are the moments where the world goes to sleep under one set of rules and wakes up to a reality that functions by an entirely different logic. To see how these pivots actually work, we are using July 9th as a cross-section of the human story. By tracking this single date across three distinct scales, culture, national law, and global geography, we can see how concentrated moments of action rewrite the world. We start at the smallest scale. On July 9th, 1981, Nintendo released an arcade cabinet in the United States called Donkey Kong. At the time, the project was a desperation move. Nintendo was struggling to stay relevant in the American market and needed a way to salvage thousands of unsold arcade machines with a new, quirky title. Look at the small figure in the bottom right corner of this screen. Inside the code, he was a nameless carpenter known only as Jumpman. Jumpman eventually became Mario. He evolved from a few dozen pixels into a global mascot that anchored Nintendo's expansion into the home console market, providing the template for the modern character-driven gaming franchise. This shows how a cultural shift can start as an accident, a minor design choice on a single day that eventually creates a multi-billion-dollar ripple across the entertainment industry. Moving from pop culture to the architecture of a nation, we go back to July 9th, 1868. Before this date, American citizenship was a legal maze. It was often defined by individual states or racial categories, leaving millions of people without clear constitutional standing. This is the original text of the 14th Amendment. It contains 3 sentences introducing equal protection under the law. This specific line, stating all persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens, ended states' power to arbitrarily deny rights based on heritage. Today, these sentences serve as the primary legal tool for civil rights litigation. Almost every major court case involving equality in the last century has relied on this specific paragraph to function. By the time the sun set on July 9, 1868, the legal foundation of the country had been replaced with a new standard that would govern every civil rights struggle for the next 150 years. Finally, we reached the maximum scale, the map of the planet, on July 9, 2011. Sudan had been consumed by decades of civil war. The conflict was so long and so brutal that it eventually cracked open the borders of the largest nation in Africa. On this day, South Sudan's independence became official. The sign in this crowd points to the rarity of this moment. It's almost impossible to find the exact 24-hour window a new country appears on the map. But here, millions changed nationalities instantly. The physical map of the world was redrawn in a single afternoon. We have a digital icon, a legal revolution, and a new sovereign state. But July 9th itself isn't special. There is no magic in the date. The fact that one random square on the calendar can hold all of this suggests a staggering density in the other 364 days. History is an active series of these pivots. Right now, on this current date, the next set of rules is likely being written. Today is someone else's July 9th.